farther you go from having a square, less area for the same perimeter. Another way to think of this is, if you're building a fence around your doggy, how much room does your doggy have? And they're going to have more, the dog's going to have more room if you build a fence like that than if you build a nice long fence using the same fence, but it's not near a square. So let's see what that means. Let's take this 6 by 6. Okay, so what's the perimeter? Well, 6 by 6, halfway around is 6 plus 6, 12. So all the way around would be double that, double the dimensions. So the perimeter equals 24. But the area equals 6 times 6, 36. Area equals 36. And we have a happy doggy with 36 block area to move around in. What happens if we break off the top layer? So we're going to move that over here. So we're going to make it one less tall and one longer. So now it's a 5 by 7. 5 by 7. So the perimeter is the same. So we have a 5 by 7. So halfway around is 12. And then the other halfway around will be another 12. So the perimeter is still 24. But now what's the area? And you can see that we have one square left over. So the area equals 5 times 7 equals 35. So our doggy, so we changed the dimensions, but our doggy is still pretty happy. Just lost one square to go around in. Now we take off another row, so now we have a 4 by 8 that we make. So 4 by 8. So think about it. A 4 by 8, halfway around is 12. The other halfway around. So the perimeter of the 4 by 8, so the perimeter is still 24. But now how much do we have? So we've got area equals 4 times 8, 32. How much area have we lost now that we're 2 away from the square? So instead of a 6 by 6, we're at a 4 by 8. So we've lost 4 altogether. Or you could say we have 2 by 2 less. 2 by 2 less area for our doggy. It's the same amount of fence, 4 by 8, 4 by 8, 24. What if we take off still another row? So we're going to have a 3 by. So now we've got a 3 by 9. So we have 6 minus 3. We've taken away 3 and 6 plus 3. See how many we lose from there. So we had already lost 4, and now we lose another 5 when we go to the 3 by 9. 3 times 9 equals 27. We've had 36 as our area, but we've lost 9. So notice the total area lost is now a 3 by 3. So we have 6 minus 3, 3 by 6 plus 3. So we have a 3 by 9. So we've gone up and down 3, and we've lost 3 by 3. So we've lost 3 by 3 from that. So what if we do the same thing again? So now we move the top row, and we're going to reduce this now to have a 2 by 10. So we've had 6 take away 4. So we've taken away 4 of our rows, and we've added them at the end. So now we have a 6 plus 4. So we have a 2 by 10. So the perimeter is still the same. Halfway around is 2 plus 10, 12, and the other half, 2 plus 10, 24. But now, what can our poor doggy do? Our poor doggy barely fits in. So we used the fence, but we haven't used it very wisely. our poor doggy just has 20 blocks of area to go in, so he's lost 16 area. So this time, when we moved to the 2 by 10, we lost an additional 7. When we put those together with the 9 that we already lost, we see that when you add 4 and subtract 4, so 6 plus 4, 6 minus 4, that our area decreases. So our area once was 36, and now it is a mere 20. So 36, take away 20 is 16. We've lost 16. And here you see how many squares we lost. We've lost 4 by 4 of the squares. So the doggy's lost 16, almost half, just by moving away from the square towards this long, skinny rectangle. Well, so how can this help us? Well, let's take a look at some problems and see what happens if we go from a square down 1 and up 1. So let's suppose that we went from 8 times 8, 8 times 8, and we said, well, what about 8 plus 1 and 8 minus 1? So that would be 9 times 7. See, so we're just 1 away from the square, and what is it? Well, it's 1 less, 64 and 63. What about 7 times 7? What if we, so 7 times 7 is 49. What if we do 1 more and 1 less? So we do 7 plus 1 and 7 minus 1. So we get 8 times 6. Well, that's exactly 1 less again. What if we try it with 9 times 9? So we say, well, we do 1 more, 9 plus 1, 9 minus 1. So 10 times 8, and we expect that to be, and it is, exactly 1 less than the square. So if you go up 1 and down 1, you get exactly 1 less. Well, what about for 10 times 10? Well, 10 plus 1, 1 more, 10 minus 1, 1 less. 11 times 9, and it's exactly 1 more. So instead of 100, we get 100 minus 1, we get 99. What about if we add 2 and subtract 2? So we say 10 plus 2, 10 minus 2, we get 12 times 8, 96. We get 2 times 2 less, we get 4 less. What if we do 10 plus 3 and 10 minus 3? So we get 13 times 7, 91. We get 9 less, 3 times 3 less. So this seems like a pattern we can work with. So in the next video, we'll show how using this can help us to calculate squares using mental math.